Evening, dear sisters and brothers. A very warm welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. After the blessed days of celebration at Kana, our hearts are still resonating with gratitude and remembrance of our beloved Master. With that fragrance, we now resume our daily BHED journey together. This week, we begin reflecting on a new theme, which is interiorization. It is a gentle but profound movement inward, a return from the periphery of distractions into the silent depth of the heart, where the true self is revealed. In the heartfulness way, interiorization is not an abstract concept, but a living practice. When the senses draws us outward into noise and restlessness, the heart reminds us to turn inward. Taji often explains that meditation is the natural means of interiorization as the mind rests on the source, thoughts recedes, and the heart becomes a doorway to inner stillness. The outer world does not vanish, but our relationship with it transforms because our center of gravity shifts within. Interiorization is cultivated step by step through daily heartfulness practices. Meditation draws the attention inward. Cleaning removes impressions that keeps us attached outwardly, and prayer softens the heart, allowing it to orient naturally toward the inner light. Over time, interiorization becomes effortless. We no longer need to force attention away from the world because the heart itself longs for the beloved within. Without interiorization, life remains on the surface, reactive, restless, and fragmented. But when we learn to move inward, even briefly, we discover a depth that nourishes every aspect of life. Silence deepens, sensitivity awakens. Decisions arise from clarity, not confusion. And interiorization is thus not withdrawal from life. It is preparation to live more meaningfully, rooted in the heart's wisdom. In today's world, overstimulation pulls us constantly outward into information, comparison, and noise. Interiorization is the antidote. It restores balance, giving us the strength to engage outwardly without being consumed. It helps us remember who we truly are, not just a mind or a role, but being of light connected with the source. In this way, interiorization is the foundation of a heartfulness life. Dear sisters and brothers, with this, we move ahead in the session and we request you to extend the invitation of the master classes and BHED sessions with your near and dear ones as well. And we will now resume our inspirational reading. And this week we would be reading from the article A User's Guide to Living Part 3, which is by beloved Taji. This is from the edition February 24th, 2020. Uniting Humanity. Daji continues his series on daily living and human transformation. In this article, he introduces the second universal principle of the user's guide, the science of filling the heart with love through prayer, the connecting link that unites everything in this universe. In part 2, he introduced the 5 key elements of self development and 10 universal principles that provide a roadmap to fulfilling life. Looking at the diagram, you would see that we have different circles within circles. The first is practice, the second is essential values, the third is behavior being to doing, the fourth is the leadership, developing self and the others, and the last circle is continuous improvement. Within these five elements are 10 universal principles. First, the practice. Create a daily morning meditation practice scientifically. Second, essential values. Fill your heart with love before starting meditation and before sleeping. Third, fix your goal and do not rest until you attain it. Fourth, live simply to be in tune with nature. Fifth, be truthful and accept challenges as being for your betterment. Behavior being to doing covers the following 3 points. Point number 6, know everyone as one, treating them equally and harmoniously. Seventh, do not seek revenge for the wrongs done by others. Instead, always be grateful. Eighth, honor the resources you are given as sacred with an attitude of purity, including food and money. Under leadership, we have point number 9, which is become a role model by inspiring love and sacredness in others. Accept the richness of their diversity while also accepting that we are all one. Then comes the last principle, which is continuous improvement. Introspect daily before bedtime so as to correct your faults and avoid making the same mistake twice. Around the time Babuji was writing the 10 maxims, World War III was raging in full swing, taking in its wake tens of millions of precious lives. In addition to young soldiers on both sides of the conflicts, millions of innocent lives were taken as a result of ethnic hatred and religious bigotry. Meanwhile, in India, the country was being torn apart by raging religious fanaticism. Pained by this mindless and monstrous atrocity of person killing person in the name of God and religion, Babuji declared, God is not to be found within the fold of a particular religion or sect. He is not confined within certain forms, nor is he to be traced out from within the scriptures. We have to seek for him in the innermost core of our heart. Though his cry of anguish fell on deaf ears at that time, it has become one of the defining phrases of a universal movement that wholeheartedly embraces all religions and faiths without distinction. Babuji envisioned that the movement that started as a mere trickle would sweep the world and lay the foundation of a world based on spirituality defined by love and unity. And at that time, nobody could even visualize that many spiritual organizations and movements would come together. Yet, we have already witnessed the starting. It is only the beginning. The silent revolution is slowly and surely transforming human consciousness. Dear sisters and brothers, let us take the pause from the reading right now and let us allow these words to rest in our hearts before we move into the universal prayer. Let us now offer the universal prayer together. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion. and the real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May the vibrations of this universal prayer radiate from the interior of our hearts to the entire universe, spreading light, love, and harmony. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare to rest tonight, take a few moments to withdraw gently into the heart, recall the day, and offer everything at the feet of your beloved Master. Offer your bedtime prayer and the reflections of the day, and rest in silence within. Trust that even as the world shifts around us, the heart remains the sacred sanctuary of peace. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session. And as we begin our reflections on interiorization this week, let us walk with a renewed commitment to turn inward more often, anchoring ourselves in the stillness of the heart. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for the morning session, which is going to be at 6 a.m. Until then, wishing you all a very good night and a good rest.